Hey everybody, welcome back to Hope and Freedom, the video series where I'm going to walk with you through difficult financial times to help you find hope for tomorrow and financial freedom for your future. Last time, we talked about the pain that financial stress can cause in our lives and some of the unhealthy ways that you might be tempted to deal with pain. Now, if you've lost a job, if you've lost some income, if you're unsure where your next paycheck is coming from, there's some very real pain in your life, and I don't want to make light of that, and I don't want to minimize that. Instead, what I want to help you do is figure out ways to treat the pain and to make the pain better in ways that are healthy, in ways that build you up, and in ways that position you to succeed in the future. I'm going to give you 3 different healthy ways to deal with financial pain today, and I hope these put you in a position to succeed in the rest of your life. So the first thing I want you to do to deal with financial pain is to lean in to your faith. I want to share something that Jesus told his followers in Matthew 5. Let's take a look at it. God blesses those who are poor and realize their need for him, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. God blesses those who mourn, for they will be comforted. You know, when you're in a painful situation, it's okay to recognize your poverty, and it's okay to be sad about it, because God promises that when you do those things, he actually comes closer to you. There is comfort in your faith. There is comfort in your relationship with God when you're honest about what you're going through and when you turn to him to help you get through it. The second thing I want to encourage you to do to treat the pain of financial difficulty is to lean in to relationships. You know, none of us were made to do life alone. God made you to be in relationship with other people, and those relationships are critical for getting you through a tough time. Here's the tricky thing though. If you have lost your job, if you are not doing well financially, if you don't feel very good about yourself, you may have a real temptation to pull away from community. But I'm here to tell you, you've got to fight that tendency and move the opposite direction. You need to embrace community. You need to get with your friends. You need to tell people what's going on in your life so that they can encourage you, they can walk alongside you, and they can pray for you. The third thing that I want you to do to get through this painful season is to lean in to your marriage. Now, obviously, this is for married people, and in fact, if you're watching with kids in the room, you might want to go somewhere else because we're going to talk about some things that married people do. Now listen, there's lots of great aspects of marriage, but one of the best is the physical intimacy that God created. If you're going through a painful period, I want you to lean into your relationship with your spouse, and I want you to lean into the sexual part of your relationship. God created sex for many reasons, but one of them is to give us healing and to bond us together and to help us get through difficult times. Now again, this can be tricky. For a lot of men especially, our identity and our feeling of self-worth is tied up in our careers, in our incomes, in our ability to provide for our families. And if you have lost your job, if you have lost income, if you feel like you're not providing, you might feel depressed, you might feel like less of a man, you might feel like you don't want to be vulnerable with your spouse in that way. Women, a lot of your experience in romance has to do with feelings of security, feelings with closeness, of not feeling stressed, of not feeling worried. And if you have stress and worry and insecurity in your life, it might make you feel like you are not in the mood and decrease your appetite for intimacy. But I'm telling you, you've got to fight those tendencies. In fact, you need to do it more. This is a time where you've got to lean on what God has given you to get through pain. And if you're married, that means a thriving sexual relationship. And if you will lean into that relationship, you'll find that you are closer with your spouse. You'll find that you have endorphin releases in your mind that actually make you feel better. You're going to find your stress level is lower, and you might be thinking more clearly to help you navigate your way through a difficult time. Now, next time we're going to start getting into some really practical ways to organize your financial life, look at what you need, what you don't need, and how to budget it. And we're going to get through this together. And when we do, you're going to realize all along that freedom starts in your heart.